And the slot man goes in motion left. Slot man moves right. They start the drive with Cook. This defense for the Jets, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Finds Dulcich out left side. Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there. On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
You can bet they're not going to go away from the running game anytime soon, but this is obviously not a good start. 2 carries, 2 runs, both stopped for a loss.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Play action. Now Wilson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Now Hall to start the drive. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. On 1st down, right back to Hall. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. The Jets 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On 1st down, Rodgers. And the Broncos get there and take him down. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. To throw is Rodgers. Dancing to his left. Completes it to Douglas. And they'll work this down inside the 30. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a 1st down. few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. The safety Landon Collins there to make the tackle.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. A try here for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead at 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The first carry now. This is Williams. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. To throw on 2nd and 10. Rodgers taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to get this down near the 25. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Escaping the pressure right. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And again, it's Rodgers. Steps away to his left. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to bring up second down. They'll try to middle with Cook, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up in a 3rd and 9 situation.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Taking it about the 16. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Jets will take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for the... And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Jets are going to get it back here just past the 35. Their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got two. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they've got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 41 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll run with Hall. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Jets go up by 2 touchdowns. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Up the middle, it's Williams. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. First down, here's the run with Cook. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You talk about closing in a hurry as a safety and run support. Not only did he get a good run in, he gave him a pretty good pop too and finished off the play behind the line of scrimmage.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They go play action with Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, sometimes those cliches really come true, don't they, when they talk about it takes all 11 to play good defense. We've seen that in this ball game. I think the secondary has to be singled out, though. They are in the presence of every receiver whenever the ball's thrown, and this one they'll force another incompletion.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. They go play action now. Wilson. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Matthew Judon in there to take him down. Riley Dixon now to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. He'll field this at the 5. 1:53 remaining in this first half of play. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate?
He's got a man complete. The 30. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Mecole Hardman, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
From the 27, Wilson. He's got his 6'5 receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Play action. It's Wilson. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
That escapes the sack. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw again is Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Jets are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. He's got a man complete. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. In motion right is Wilson. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Mecole Hardman as the first half is winding down. And the Jets continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point right down the middle. And the rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The slot man in motion right. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll air this one out from Mims. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. In motion left is Wilson. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Jets. Mecole Hardman, 57 yards. And the Jets come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes this 35-0 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. He'll air this one out from Mims. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Broncos are able to at least get one score back. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further.
Dropped at the 23-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 30 yards.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
They'll run with Cook, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Fourth down. Here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. In motion goes the tight end. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Around the NFL, they've gone to the 3rd in Cleveland. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul, but the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound, and the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
He finds Wilson.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
They'll look to run with Hall.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Breece Hall
punching it in from a yard away.
And the Jets will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson.
He'll get that complete to Alberto.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And now here is another interception. Adrian Amos with a pick. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. In motion right is Wilson. Rodgers now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers.
And the Jets are on their way to a 2-0 start.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
After the sack on 1st down, Wilson. Outright, this one goes to Patrick.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Wilson. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Jermaine Johnson
able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Check. Bang, bang.
To try again after the sack. Wilson.
That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Got his man, it's Dulcich. He's got the 1st down and more.
Touchdown, Broncos. Greg Dulcich, his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Broncos get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
McManus's point after is good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men.
And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Down at the 31. Throwing now is Rodgers. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Being chased out left.
He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown.
Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game.
And the Jets are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From his end zone, here's Tremon Smith. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
From the 29, Wilson. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Matt Judon able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
Let's get off the field. Hey, check Mike 21. Mike 21. Check Mike 21. Here we go, D.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. On 1st down, Wilson. And my goodness, another interception.
Sauce Gardner picks it off.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Rodgers looking to throw. He finds Douglas complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Rodgers now to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
On third down, Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Here we go. It's Wilson on fourth down. And now here is another interception. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
On the move to his left. He finds his man complete. It's Douglas. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you. No question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Wilson. But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Jermaine Johnson able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Brandon Eccles. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Rodgers throwing here. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago. And you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Jets, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Denver, they'll fall to 1-1. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.